close the door behind us all. And then I'm gonna fucking sit down.
I'm gonna fucking sit down.
Me too.
Oh.
Same.
Oh boy. So, you got Black Tarek out, but now he is not here. Was it worth it, Varian?
Oh. Oh, it was worth breaking in to get you. Even if we hadn't found him.
For a moment, he looks visibly shocked by that. And then his normal kind of, I don't care, expression goes over his face again. Sure.
Varian noticed that, but he's not gonna comment. Kind of has the smallest little bit of a smile. He's gonna take the demon book out of his bag and toss it to Rakesh and be like, well,
Oof.
nurture. Better have that back.
Thank you. He'll stand up, go over to his shelves and put it in the correct position. Because there are correct positions for my books!
No, after all these secrets got revealed, maybe we should have another game of truth or something.
Truth. He's gonna gesture everyone over to the couch.
Shit, we're doing this now. Okay.
And then he's gonna stand in front of you all and cross his arms. You all have questions, it seems.
We have questions for everyone.
Yes. I just wanted to say that maybe I shouldn't have kept the whole demonologist thing from you.
Maybe not.
Yes, Serenity, I understand why you are pissed, but maybe you should have paid more attention. I mean, and then I gesture to the bookshelf.
I can fucking read.
Yes, I know you can't read, but like, look at the pictures! Look at the cover!
Yes, about your books.
Ugh.
He's kind of smiling a little bit. He leans over to Cress and he goes, you know, I have to say I kind of missed it.
I want to walk over to the shelf and just take one of the books then.
Stop touching my books!
No!
God.
Cress looks at her hand. Is it still... the coloration, is it still wrong? The color of the scales on her hand.
They are.
She just looks at them. She still looks kind of angry, not really paying attention to the others.
Hey, Chris.
You gonna say something, Rakesh?
I'm gonna click in Cress's face.
What is it?
What's up with you? Ooh, she's not happy.
Someone sounds grumpy.
It's just... I'm also happy that we got you out of there, but we had so many questions and I feel like there are even more now. And we got none of them answered.
Right? About questions, I guess. If any of you have about my, you know, or whatever.
I mean, everything. The connection between the Storm Sage and the Three-Hawk. Yeah, more details about your father. Questions about what he fuck did there when he just got us out of there. Everything.
Like Tarek said, your father was drafted by the Iron Republic.
Yeah.
Whom you knew about that already.
What was the last bit Rakesh said?
I assume you knew about that already.
I mean, it's not like he told his 10-year-old much.
And they've been working on the same ship for a while.
And he was a shipwright.
Yeah.
Whatever project or Operation Godfall was, must have been big.
Hence the name, I guess.
You wouldn't happen. No. Actually.
What? You were gonna ask something.
No. It really doesn't matter.
Ryan sighs deeply and he reaches under the collar of his shirt and he pulls out once again a necklace that isn't like really ever visible. He just kind of looks at her and he goes, you know, part of me always thought that he knew that he wasn't coming back.
Yeah, maybe he did.
So, Rakesh, have you ever heard about this soul fire he mentioned?
Have I ever heard of the Soulfire, DM?
You have heard of cases where a soul would have caught on fire, and most of the times it would have ended fatal.
Yes, it's usually when that kind of thing happens, it's a soul catching on fire and the individual will die. You found a way to control it, that's pretty impressive.
What's got you so upset?
That's nothing. Really.
Well, I mean, if it's important, maybe you should share.
The less secrets, the better.
It's not really a secret, it's just, I don't know. This soul fire thing. It's not the first time I've felt it during this journey.
Really?
What do you mean?
Well, you remember certain cities being on fire?
Uh-huh.
That had the same feeling about them.
Oh.
I guess we never really thought about the possibility that it wasn't, in fact, objects that were setting on fire, but people instead.
And it's just whenever I come close to this, I don't know how to call it, kind of heat or fire, I just feel like it pulls me toward it somehow. I don't know. I just hate that I have no idea what this has to do with me.
None at all.
So why do I feel it and you don't?
Well, we haven't always been with you, or maybe it was something that happened to you in the past.
That seems likely.
I mean, that and at some point you are going to have to accept that you are a mage.
That too.
Although she was kind of angry the whole time. This is the first time she does not lash out at you for mentioning that. She just keeps staring at her hand.
Ryan's gonna like pat her shoulder. Kind of like trying to be comforting. Hey, we're gonna figure this out together. I think we've proven that we'll go to extreme measures to help each other.
You guys are insane. Truly.
Admit. Why didn't you guys leave me in there when I was prisoners? I told you to go on. In fact, I have a question for most of you. Why don't any of you trust me?
I don't trust any of you.
Looking more at Crescent, Jet / Grizzly, whoever's out.
Well,
What do you mean?
you've been mentally unstable, drinking alcohol the whole time, and taking drugs you didn't know the effect of. So we're just caring about you.
And you guys freak out whenever I wander like 3 feet from you guys. Of course
Well,
I'm...
because you go and buy drugs or alcohol.
Well, when people dissipate in smoke and like 2 different countries are hunting us, then of course we are kind of weirded out when someone is missing all of a sudden.
And even if I do, drink sometimes or take drugs that, I don't know the effect of, it's not harming you guys, so why do you get so upset?
Because it's harming you. And
Ryan just kind of looks like he doesn't really understand.
They're trying to explain friendship to you, Varian. I read about it in a book once.
They care about you.
I read about it in a book once.
I've had friends before. I had friends before, and I mean, they always tell me that any advantage you take, it doesn't matter how badly it hurts you. Who gives a fuck if, someone gets hurt if it, everyone survives?
Different
Better if
friends
everyone's...
work differently.
Sorry, I'm not good at the whole emotions.
That's okay. Gives you a vial of spiked tea.
About spiked tea? Like, legit, what did you say? All I heard was something spiked tea.
Gave him a smile.
He smiles at you, but he has a very terrifying mouth.
Spiked tea. I thought you were trying to give him spiked tea, and I was
tea.
like, what? Oh, where did you get it? Sarah, what is it spiked with?
Just like, I'm not... it's not good that you drink so much alcohol, but here, have some tea with alcohol.
Yeah.
No, he tries to be comforting.
Yeah, Varian appreciates the sentiment.
Rakesh, do you know any more details about this soul fire? Any origin, where it comes from, or why people use it, or I don't know, anything?
Yeah.
The way you heard about it was that a soul is inherently a source of energy. And obviously magic can make use of that energy. But using that source of energy can set the soul aflame.
I relay that back to Chris.
Okay. So, I know, guys, I still have no idea what this is all about. But let's just keep this theory in mind, even if it sounds maybe weird. Maybe these drugs, this powder, kind of sets the soul on fire a bit.
Huh.
I don't know if that has any connection at all, but just
That explains why
an
it feels
idea.
like you got gangbanged by a volcano.
Yes. Maybe it's just for people that don't really know how to magically use this power.
Have we ever seen a mage who's taken the powder?
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
Rage.
so.
Wasn't he a mage?
I have no idea.
I don't remember. He was too busy beating
Just-
shit.
He
out.
just one
attacked
of
me with
those-
weapons,
Yeah.
not with magic. So, what do you think happens when a mage takes it?
I don't think we should find out right now.
Absolutely
no, we
not. That is
shouldn't,
not what
but-
I was suggesting.
Yeah, it's maybe a good idea to think about it, but I don't think that would end up very well, I guess. Maybe because of the magic in them, they burn brighter and it's more dangerous or
Do
something.
you think if someone took enough of that, they could gain magic?
No,
Probably
I
not.
think
I
they
don't
would
think
most
so.
likely die.
Yeah.
Oh, Rakesh.
Hmm.
How much do you actually know about the Bell situation? And you know
Not
the
much.
various other demons that we've encountered?
As I say again, I know not much. I researched demons. I don't necessarily know about what they want.
Oh, Beggar, do I still feel the weird wind coming from Serenity?
Oh.
He's muted.
He is.
Interesting that you should mention that.
Aw.
Ever since leaving last hall, outside you chalked it up to, the storm, the clouds, the wind. But now that you are sitting inside, you feel it again. And
No
so,
one else does?
do you, Rakesh?
Of course I do, because you have to be a mage to fucking feel it.
Yeah, that's
Do
because I just asked that because I wanted to actually ask Rakesh about that now.
Okay.
Actually,
Do I feel it?
You do not.
Oh, God damn it.
Rakesh, one more question.
Mm-hmm.
When we were looking at the rift and trying to get in, I tried to listen to my music, the powers, whatever you may call it, and somehow it feels like whenever I'm around your sister.
Hey, Chris, would you like to come organize the knife connection with me? Okay, I'm gonna grab her.
She's like completely
pull her
confused.
upstairs.
She's like completely confused.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
I'm
grab
gonna
her
try
and
to
pull her
follow.
upstairs.
I'm gonna try and follow.
Clowns. And
Serenity,
take-
stay right there.
No!
And-
You're not invited.
Well, I'm coming.
Wait, but
No, you are not.
Following.
Stay
No.
there.
No.
I'm
Yes,
gonna run
we are-
upstairs. I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna lean on it.
Well, I'm gonna stand outside the door.
I don't care.
Well, I'm listening.
she,
just kinda
Chris is just
okay.
completely. She doesn't know what to do. She just follows blindly because she has no clue what's going on.
And he looks at Grizzly and he goes, that trust lasted so long. That was nice. And he's gonna lay his head back. If he falls asleep, he falls asleep.
Yeah.
Grizzly is
Serenity right
gonna
outside the door.
sigh
Yeah,
and
again.
stand up and follow Serenity.
Just sitting on the couch. Like, you know what? If Grizzly gets up, he's just gonna like stretch out across the couch and like just lay down on it.
So,
That was a surprise.
Wherein you get a short rest while the others.
Nice.
one moment. And from where the others are, like just behind the others, I'm going to use Thaumaturgy to create some really obnoxious, loud singing in their ears.
Will that get to me
You
too?
see, yeah, well,
Yeah,
you
it's
hear
both of
very
you. You can both hear the
obnoxious
loud singing.
Only you.
Oh god.
Yeah, you can hear that, and then I'm going to turn to Crest. Right. You're going to talk about the wind, right?
She looks. So you do feel it too?
Yes, I have ever since we came back.
It came back from where?
West Hall, of course.
Okay, so not before that, right?
Ah, not that I'm aware of, no. But this is why I did this. I have a spell that lets me detect magic in the area, and for some reason her presence has been growing, and I don't know why.
Chris is gonna just know that she knows that he's actually quite an expert in this kind of things. She's naive. She's gonna mention it to him. Well, before we came to you, we fought another demon,
Oh no.
and that
I'm gonna knock very loud on the door. Please
1 second,
open.
Grizzly, don't worry. Just listen to the nice singing, and then I'm gonna make
I
the
will
singing
break
louder.
down the door.
Give me 2 minutes!
No.
I don't,
Taking a nap.
continue. You fought a demon.
we fought a
I'm
demon,
gonna-
and he.
I want to attack the door.
Yeah.
Okay, I move as I hear the noise. I move Chris away from the door. Tell me what happened. Right now, before I
But
Please
out,
give me
but
a
outside
check.
is Jet. What? Maybe it's important what Jet has to tell us.
Can I make an attack roll?
Please roll a strength
Tell me
check
what
for me.
happened. Tell me what happened
No,
right
I
now
don't
before
want
I
to
get
roll
in.
strength.
Oh.
Nothing too strange really, but he had a similar kind of wind around him.
Did she say anything
Not
to him?
possessed, because she didn't say the name.
I'm so bad at strength.
Did she
I
say
mean,
anything
we
to
all
him?
we
Did they
all
Throw
talk?
yourself
Did they-
against the
we all
door,
tried to talk
and you
to
hear
it to make it stop.
the
Did
door
he say?
creak.
Did she say anything in particular? Please, quick.
I was in the middle
Do you
of a
want to
fight
try
against
again?
the demon, so I don't really know which words she used
Again.
or.
Please
Did
roll
she
for
offer
strength.
anything? Did she try and appease them in any way?
I don't know anything about demons. Rakesh.
She wanted to make it stop.
Throw yourself against the door
She
again,
wanted to make
and
it
again
stop.
it creaks.
So what did she do?
Not
Did
much
she,
more.
Did she say,
You
hello,
can feel it. Do you want
I
to roll
would like
again?
to be friends with you? Did she say that?
I actually don't know.
Only
I was like I mentioned, I was in the
Bam!
middle of a
And
fight.
the door flies
Oh,
open.
ah!
Grizzly standing
Will
right
you
in
not
the way.
destroy my house, please, Grizzly?
I warned you.
Can make this world seem right.
I stopped the singing.
Oh,
Singing immediately stops.
We just said no more secret.
I'm gonna walk past him. Serenity's there, right? At the door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't move.
Walk over to her. I'm gonna look her dead in the eyes. I'm gonna slap her.
oh wow.
I'm just
Hey,
gonna
hey, stop.
walk away.
The fuck do you think you're doing?
I keep walking.
I'm gonna grab her by the back of the shirt.
Don't fucking touch me.
What are you doing?
Demons, really.
I'm sorry,
Really?
I'm also
Serenity.
confused.
You're really going on at me for demons right now.
Yes, I am. What did you say to it?
Does it matter what I say?
Yes, it does. What did you say to it?
Nothing fucking happened.
You don't know that. What did you say, Serenity?
I asked if you wanted to make a deal.
Oof.
Varian hear this from the couch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're being loud.
He's gonna
Yeah.
shout and he's like, yeah, but the demon replied back that its name is the thing that had its power, and she couldn't pronounce the name. None of us could, or else
I'm
I'd
very
have the
aware of
demon.
how names have power. Just
Be assaulting your sister, who literally, like, I can't tell you that I've ever seen anyone care as much or look as hard for anyone as she did for you. Maybe assaulting her for doing whatever she had to do to get the one person she loved back isn't the best idea.
Varian, you do not understand right now.
Well, then maybe explain to us so we can understand.
Yes, Rakesh, why don't you try explaining?
He just lays back down and closes his eyes.
Crest just looks at Serenity with a gaze that basically says, sorry, I had no idea he would freak out about something like this.
She's just looking at Rakesh, it's fine.
I'm gonna grab her shirt and not hard, but I'm gonna push her against the wall. Whatever mess you have got yourself into is now my mess to deal with. If you get yourself killed because you talk to a fucking demon. He looks at her like dead in the eyes. There's kind of a flash of like, ah, fuck. And then he goes back to being more hard. Fuck. He's gonna let go of her and go downstairs.
I'm gonna stay there.
And then as I'm walking downstairs, you have no idea what you're messing with, Serenity. Don't do it.
I don't reply.
Is Rakesh going downstairs?
He's going downstairs and he's going to the bookshelf and he's gonna look up anything to do with winds coming from magic users power getting in bigger, and demons, that kind of thing. Maybe he has his books in his pocket as well. He's gonna go through all of them.
You know the
Basically,
demon's
his
dead,
business.
right? And he just hears the books, like, he just hears Rakesh flipping through pages, and he's just like, you know it's dead, right?
You think you can kill a demon? That's very bold of you.
Almost like I don't know anything about demons, and the one person who
Yes.
does hasn't told us about it yet.
Yes, because it's dangerous and you shouldn't mess with what you don't understand.
I'll come down the stairs. Why can't you just tell us?
Cash will
How
tell
do you
us
expect-
what he wants to tell us, and nothing we say is going to convince him otherwise.
How do you expect Serenity to stay away from something she doesn't even know?
Because I tell her to. That's why she should stay away from it.
Rakesh, please give me an intelligence roll
I'm going to give you an intelligence roll
and a history roll.
and a history roll.
And Crest, in the meantime, is just gonna look after Serenity if she's okay.
So that intelligence roll is a 23, and the history roll is a 14.
Well, here's everything you've found in the books, at least as far as you've as far as you read them. Everything about wind or regarding to wind. You see a few ancient texts mentioning an age of wind. In the book you are holding, The Voices of Gods, wind is mentioned as part of the instruments that act as the voices of gods. There's also a few mentions of wind when sailing into the sunless sea, and you seem to remember the certain Kenku mentioning the winds of magic recently.
Yeah, I remember that.
And those are all of the mentions of wind regarding magic.
Okay. As he remembers the whole winds of magic, Kenku, he calms down a little bit more, closes the book. Okay.
Are we all gonna stop assaulting each other now? Because I'm really getting tired. I don't think I've ever seen I don't think I've ever seen so many people get slapped at this little of a time.
I'm gonna kind of glance at Marianne. Like, you're the right one to say that, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, he doesn't see, but second of all, out of character, he's the only one that hasn't slapped someone so far.
I have slapped a door.
Fair. Yeah, no, he's still like he's laying back on the couch, he has his like arms like behind his head.
I'm gonna go
Close.
downstairs.
He's just like freaking relaxing. Was that Sinead?
I'm going downstairs now, and I'm just gonna sit on the couch.
Rakesh is sitting on the floor with a bunch of books around him.
Gonna look over them to see if I see any pictures. Can't fucking read.
Mechanically, can we teach Serenity to read?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you could.
I think
Ryan's gonna
in the meantime, I think Cress is just gonna try and get some sleep.
Varian's gonna open his eyes when he hears them come downstairs. He's gonna look at Serenity and watch her go to the books. He's gonna be like,
Okay.
Serenity,
Well,
What?
I want to learn how to read.
Are you offering to teach me how to read?
Yeah. Pick a book.
I look around the room. Okay. I'll take a random one off the shelf.
Don't take that one, you won't be able to read it.
I'll take the one next to it.
No, not that one either.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
No, please, no, you don't understand. Okay, I go over to the shelf and I'll get a book out for her that's easier than the rest of them, and then I'll hand it. And then I'll go back to my sitting cross-legged on the floor.
I'll go.
I'll get up,
very-
or I'll sit up on the couch, and I'll wait for Serenity to come sit down with the book, and then I'll start teaching her, like... So do you know, like, letters and letter sounds and that kind of
the
stuff?
book Rakesh gave you is a fable about two siblings. One of those siblings was born weak, the other strong. And the weaker sibling always envied the stronger. So much so that at one point he'd made a deal with a demon to weaken his brother and give his strength to himself. The deal, however, went wrong, and instead the demon grew stronger, banishing both of those brothers. It's a pretty depressing fable, but that's pretty much the extent of it. Please, Varian, roll for wisdom. It takes you a while, but you manage to teach Serenity a few basics about letters. For her to be able to read, especially at a regular speed, will probably take more than one session. But
That's
at least you can teach her something. I
Well,
was
Varian
looking for I was looking for which role to make, and then I stuck at animal handling, and I was that's the one. Let's do wisdom.
I mean, Varian will offer at the end of it to continue teaching Serenity past this point. Like having regular lessons or something.
hell yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we always wanted Varian to read more books. This is one way to do it.
Is there anything anyone else wanted to do before taking a long rest, which I assume
I will
you are
just
planning on doing?
sit on the ground and start to meditate.
If anyone ever
Obviously
sees,
meditates.
if anyone ever sees Cress sleeping there, you might see her fists are like she's making fists with all her strength in her sleep. She looks like she's
Knuckles turning white.
yeah.
When she's Rakesh is
She's
staying up for
tense.
quite a while.
Varian's
So-
gonna stay up to talk to Rakesh after everyone else goes to sleep.
So when he
Actually, can
says,
I go over to Cress and take a look at her hand?
At the discolored one?
Yes.
Yeah. Roll a medicine check. It doesn't seem like the color of the scales themselves has changed. It seems more like the materials the scales are made of has changed. You are not an expert on chemical compounds or any of the like, but these scales are definitely not the scales she was born with.
Can I would I know if it's harmful to her?
It doesn't seem like it's an infection. It doesn't seem like it's growing. It doesn't seem like a wound, or it does. It also doesn't seem like it's hurting Cress in any particular way. It seems like the scales just changed composition through whatever Cress did.
Never seen something like that before.
Has she?
You have not. Ever.
As long as it doesn't hurt, I think it's not too harmful.
So, Varian, you wanted to stay up and talk to Rakesh.
Hmm.
When Cress falls asleep, though, and her hands are like curled up in knuckles. I want to stand up from my books and go over there, grab her wrist, and just try and like stop her hand from doing that. Basically, just unfold that hand.
Well, as you try to unfold the hand, she resists. However, when you hold her wrist for a while, she seems to relax.
In his meditation, Grizzly kind of opens his one eye and watches Rakesh doing that.
Go ahead, Grizzly.
Okay. When she's uncurled her hand, he'll put her arm down again and just head back over to sit with his books.
Aaron's waiting until like everyone else has gone to bed and it's just them two because they need to have an honest conversation, and he knows how that works.
Before I go to sleep, I'm gonna take out my green pen and I'm gonna color in the discolor on Cress's arm, and then I'm gonna go to sleep.
Aw.
Well, you expend half an hour and a lot of green ink to recolor that hand to its former color.
I like
It
how
doesn't
everyone is
quite
basically
look
playing
the
with her
same.
hand while she's sleeping.
It doesn't quite look
Trying
the
to help.
same. It's a little bit brighter, the green, than the rest of her scales, but for you, for now, it'll do.
I'll put the pen next to whoever's sleeping so she doesn't know it was me. And then I'll fall asleep on the sofa.
Is he gonna sleep or is Grizzly just gonna meditate all night?
I guess he goes to sleep eventually.
Right. When everyone's asleep, Barry's gonna go sit down across from Rakesh in whatever book he's reading.
He's still turning. He's like not reading specific books. He's got like a bunch of them in a arc around him, and he's like opening them to different pages and then writing things and then opening another one and turning things back, that kind of thing.
What are you looking for?
Information.
Right.
Just it's not enough here, which sucks.
Okay, what do we need to do to get more?
Well, that could be a multitude of things. We may have to do first-hand research. We may have to find someone who knows, find another book, find some old tomes. Who knows? I'll tell you.
Aaron's gonna kind of like, when he's like stopped writing and he's like picking up another book, Aaron's gonna just like gently, and for just a second, and kind of like a comforting way, he's gonna be like, "We're gonna figure this out. Whatever you're worried about."
I know. I know we will. It's not too hard. We just need the information. And once we have it, we're fine.
Weird seeing you like this.
Well, I did almost die earlier, so I think I have a right to be exhausted.
I meant caring. Nice to see you care,
Kind
no
of.
matter how much you pretend that you don't.
Yeah, well, he's gonna turn another page of the book.
Gonna what?
He's gonna turn another page of the book and just kind of pretend he's reading it.
Baron is kind of like chuckles a little. Exactly like that.
Exactly like.
No, I can't figure you out.
Oh yeah.
Oh. You work so hard to act like you don't care about us, and then like, wait for me in a prison when a giant thing is chasing us. You know, assault your sister, who was the only one really on your side for quite a while, because you're worried. Work so hard to put such distance between us, and then you just tear it all down.
This is quite impractical, isn't it? But apparently people are impractical.
Apparently. Just so you know, I'm not upset about the whole demon thing. Or whatever.
Well, I am glad you are not mad about it.
It was for a bit, but maybe it's just the relief from having you back or whatever.
Now, you're actually sounding like you like having me around.
I take it all back. We should have left you there.
That's what I like to.
Yeah, well, maybe you've grown on me a little bit, but don't tell the others. I have a reputation to uphold.
Yes, do I.
I should probably get some sleep. Can always read tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. He's gonna close the book. Put it down.
Aaron's waiting to watch him go to sleep to make sure that he takes care of himself.
Varian, there are a lot of things we do not know, and a lot of people that are very much going to, well, do very much want to spill our guts in general.
Hmm?
You know, from this point out, we can't take any more chances.
What do you mean, exactly?
I mean, we need to think about the decisions we make and whether, as you have said before, they are best for everyone due to the situation that we are being put in, which means, and this goes for everyone, my sister and myself included, no more emotion-filled decisions.
Aaron doesn't answer right away. Kind of looks like he's thinking. Is it about me walking off all the time?
No. I mean, it's not about you all. It's bigger than that. It's when we get stuck in our own heads, we only think about what we want. And then we drag people into situations where the risk is not worth the reward. We cannot do that anymore.
You're right.
He'll nod his head. and then stand up. And he's gonna walk over to Serenity and move her slightly because she's in the fucking way and he wants to sleep too. And he'll just sit down on the sofa.
Okay. Everyone takes a long rest.
Yay.
And here we come to another decision. I have 40 more minutes. Do you want to play those, or do you want to end here? As it would
Let's
be.
play.
Okay.
Let's play.
I've got
I
nothing
guess.
else to do.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's fine by me.
Okay? That's fine with me.
The next day, you awake just as cold as the day before. There's no fire burning in the fireplace. And outside, you can tell just from the windows, it is still gray. The rain that poured through the night has let up a little, but it is still raining and cloudy.
Mm-mm. Waking up grumpy, I guess.
Actually, when I wake up, I want to put on my peacock mask and want to bend over Varian when he wakes up. So the first thing he sees is this peacock mask.
Oh, that's incredible.
So he kind of starts and like,
Good morning, sunshine.
oh my god, what? Oh, press.
She
Oh, you don't wear that thing
it's
for
like
everyone.
it's weird to see that she's all of a sudden basically her old self again. It's like nothing happened the day before.
He knows how trauma works. He's not going to question it.
Chris, you notice that your hand is a slightly brighter
Oh.
greenish color than before.
Yeah, she doesn't even have to look where the pencils are lying or whatever. She just smiles at Serenity. It's like she wanted to thank her for the effort.
I'll smile back.
Cash is still asleep.
Aaron's just going to look at Cress and be like, do you want to wake him up too?
I mean, we could let him sleep for a little bit more, I guess.
Good.
The big question is, what is our plan now for today? We still have the 3-hawk problem.
Deal with the 3-hawk trial and get the fuck out of Compass.
That sounds like the best plan I've heard from you since we met.
Maybe, you know, we could take care of a little Iron Republic problem before we leave.
She just
Right.
grins at you. She is totally into that. What do you have in mind? Yes, Serenity.
What were you and Rakesh talking about yesterday?
Not much, really. I just remember when I told you I feel something weird around you when we were checking on the rift and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I just told him that. And that it kind of felt like a bit like when we fought the demon guy before.
What?
Yes. Did you tell him that, you know, she tried to... That why he freaked out?
Probably. I mean, it felt like important to... I wanted to tell it to all of you guys when he all of a sudden just dragged me into that room.
So you're saying you get the same feeling from me that you do?
It's not really the same, but it's very similar somehow. It's hard to describe.
Serenity looks like panicked, confused, and sad and angry all at once, and it's a really weird emotion.
And
He's gonna walk up and
it's
put a hand on her shoulder and just be like, "Hey, whatever happened, together."
Did I do that?
I don't know, but I felt like since he was the pro in this kind of stuff, I at least had to tell him because I'm kind of worried about this too. So I just don't want anything to happen to you.
Huh. Right. Okay.
Grizzly gives you a piece of honeycomb.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you too. This tastes actually amazing.
Sugar
Serenity's
makes
just gonna
everything
head
better.
upstairs.
Hmm?
Serenity's just gonna head upstairs.
She still look really upset.
She just looks very confused and worried.
Arian's gonna follow her tentatively and see if she tells him to stop.
I'm not going to do anything stupid. You don't have to follow me.
Just wanted to know if you wanted to talk.
Can you stop whatever is happening to me?
Honestly, I don't know. I have to, if there's a chance that I can.
You should read them books with refreshment. It'll be more helpful than talking to me. And I'm just gonna keep walking.
Arian's gonna call after her. He's gonna be like, well, you don't know that, and maybe they'll be more helpful, but, or, in the sense of finding things out, but that doesn't mean that talking to you isn't, a valid choice. Feeling about this, confused, freaked out, whatever other emotions you have, those are okay to feel, Going down. And whatever you feel about it, any less than you were before you knew this or before you felt that. It's okay to be freaked out about this shit. I'm terrified, personally.
Emotions are a waste of feel. And I'm just gonna close. Wait, is the door still on the hinges?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna
Well,
close the door.
I'm gonna leave her
it's
alone.
still on the hinges, but the
Oh.
lock is broken off.
I'll close what I can.
And he's just gonna kind of sigh and go downstairs.
As you come back downstairs, Rakesh suddenly wakes up really quickly. I have a theory, and then he's gonna walk into one of the books, and he's gonna grab it, and he's just gonna start flicking through it, and just like pacing back and forwards.
Well, good morning to you too, Sunshine. How you doing there?
I have a excellent theory on the possibility that. 1 second. And then he just starts flicking again. So if the winds of magic are hitting and the plane is getting, or whatever it is getting obstructed or dealt with.
He just kind of looks at Chris and Grizzly and like shakes his head. He's like, I'm gonna go check on what's going on outside.
Crest just shrugs.
Natural energy,
I'm gonna go check on what's going on outside and everything.
Outside?
Yeah, he's just gonna like take a peek outside the door and just see like what the city looks like right now.
Well, outside, it's busier than usual. And amongst numerous people hurrying to get from one place to the other through the rain, you see more guards than you remember. Seems like presence on the streets has increased significantly.
I mean, that's kind of fair. We did break into a prison.
Yeah.
We'll come back inside and we'll be like, yep, I thought so.
Huh?
What is it?
There's increased guard presence.
Yes.
I just look at my peacock mask. Maybe I shouldn't wear that then anymore.
Yeah, maybe. Just a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna close the book. Where's my sister?
I'll just point upstairs.
Alone right now. Maybe
When she
we should give her some space, Rakesh.
points upstairs, I'm just going straight up.
Chris is just too honest and naive.
Yeah, Barry just kind of looks at Chris and like shakes his head, but it's less of like an amused one and more of just like, I cannot believe. And he just sits down on the couch and like puts his head back and closes his eyes and just waits for the fallout.
Sereny's just looking out the window.
I'm gonna open the door, and it's gonna slam against the wall, and I'm gonna stand in the doorway with my arm out and just go, I have concluded that you will be fine.
What?
I have concluded that you will in fact be fine.
Okay, right. Which part will be fine?
Well, I don't think you made a pact with a demon, which is lucky. Don't do that again. And I don't think that you have anything to worry about. Well, maybe you have a little bit to worry about, but I don't actually think it's worth worrying. You're definitely not going to be haunted by a demon, put it that way.
Okay, but what about the weird feeling with the demon and me and...
Ah, yes, that. Well, I also have a theory on that, see. It's the first time Rakesh is being loud about his theories, and he is not being quiet about it. So, demons get their magic from a certain place, and that place has something to do with the winds of magic. And if the winds of magic are a magic source for demons, since you're a sorcerer, they will probably be the source of magic for you. And that makes sense since you're born with your magic. Magic is practically imbued within you, which is the same with a demon. Therefore, it would be kind of
Or
normal
sorcerers
that you
or
and
demons.
the demon had similar energies coming off you in the form of wind, e.g. the wind of magic. So whatever is happening isn't actually to do with you and a demon, it's probably to do with the winds of magic themselves, which is inherently worse now I think about it, but I don't think it'll actually harm you. Maybe so
You're
magic
not
in general... No. Look,
No.
I think my theory is that maybe all magic or sources of magic are doing a little bit of a wacky thing. Although I haven't worked out exactly what they may be doing, but this is the theory.
All kinds of magic are doing a wacky thing. That is your conclusion.
Whatever is happening is nothing to do with you in particular, but a bigger issue that is happening right now.
Concluded that magic is in fact
affecting
weird.
Yeah.
Locked the code.
It's like basically,
Great.
yeah. Chris is gonna agree.
Varian and Crest taking the piss out of him.
And what happens if this thing gets worse?
Well, it won't, because we're going to find the Kenko and make sure that it doesn't.
You're doing what?
Kenku?
Oh, right, I didn't tell you about that bit either.
You really need to stop doing that.
Fucking hell.
That's like actually exactly it though.
He was like, do you know how hard it is to take your side when I don't even know what side I'm on?
Yes, but you do it anyway because I am usually right.
It's a fucking struggle.
So just deal with it. I nearly died. Do you know how many cool things I got to see? I mean dangerous things I got to see.
Yes, I'm quite curious of that actually.
I thought you were just unconscious the whole time.
No, yes, I was.
God again.
I'm gonna roll my eye at him.
Varian in
Oh.
the background, like, caught again. Like a player.
Don't worry about it. I have it all figured out. Or part of it,
Bullshit.
at least.
Sorry, I got a cough
Bullshit.
today. Damn. Don't know what's up with that.
I am going to figure it all out. And that is what is important.
You're going to fix this on your own.
Yes. Well,
Oh.
obviously you guys are going to help me, but
I'm gonna fix this on my own, but with help.
like I am going to come up with the plan.
Varian's now
But
just
we
openly mocking Rakesh in the background, like mimicking him and stuff.
We should probably deal with the 3-hawk issue first, because I feel like the winds of magic will wait. Time there probably doesn't function as correctly or whatever.
So, let me get this
Oh,
straight.
that's lovely.
Magic is being weird.
Yes.
And who you're not telling us about.
Oh no, it's not a Kenku,
saw-
I mean the entire Kenku race. There is a big... Oh yeah, so I found this massive group of them and they all talk normally. How cool is that?
Okay.
And they are large and they have like red inscriptions on their wings. I could actually draw you a picture. He's gonna draw them a picture.
Okay, so it's
Why
not
am I
magic,
seeing
it's
this picture?
magic. We need to find the entirety of the Kenku race.
Well, this particular clan of Kenku, they were pretty smart. I actually wanted to learn a lot more about them, but I did not have
I
time.
saw a lot of cool things, except you didn't because you were unconscious the whole time. And you're
Yes.
definitely telling us everything, even though you literally
Exactly.
been caught lying in like 3 minutes. And you're gonna do it all yourself, but with help. Did I
Yes.
get all of that logic right?
This is my plan.
That is a logical progression, yeah.
Makes sense to me.
I'm gonna
Varian's
sigh
gonna
and
look
turn
at
back to the
Crest,
window.
And he's gonna be like, I think we rescued the wrong Rakesh.
I think there has always only been this one Rakesh.
I don't know. He's being kind of weird. At least the other
Yeah,
Rakesh.
that's what I said.
He looks very excited about this theory, and he's
At
writing
least
it
the
right
other
now.
Rakesh, made sense every once in a while.
Hey, I'm making sense. Just because you don't understand doesn't mean it's not sense.
It's not magic, it's magic. We need to find the entire Kenku race, but I'm going to do it all myself with help. But you won't be able to help me because you know nothing.
You don't need
Yes,
to know
very
anything to... Are you mocking my accent?
Would never mock your accent.
I will have you know that I learned Common all on my own at age 5, and it was very hard, so stop.
Very hard. I'm so
It
smart.
was.
I learned an entire language as a child by myself. I absorbed
did.
it from the magic in the world.
That's exact... No, I didn't.
You don't get it. I woke up one day and I just knew how to speak it.
No,
I'm the
that's not...
greatest.
That's not how it
So
works.
before this gets out of control again, shall we leave for today and find more clues, or the last clues we know about at least?
We
Yes.
have all the 3 hot clues for. I mean, he said to go back to the mansion, but
Yeah, we also haven't been to the morgue yet, and we haven't found Omarian's body yet. So we could always
we
look
should
for
find
those two.
Omarian's body. I think the morgue is a dead end.
No, Marion's
I mean,
body.
we know that.
Excuse me?
Oh yeah, he's dead. He's
right, yes.
sleeping with the fishes. Is that a
Talking
saying?
about things we haven't
down.
told each other. Why
Literally,
did no
don't
one
you-
think to tell me
What?
that it was an important thing that he died?
It's almost like we've been really busy with a bunch of other shit.
So, he's at the bottom of where?
At the docks where we were supposed to meet him back then.
So what's the plan to get him out?
A knife.
Yeah,
A knife.
he's probably
cut-
bound to some kind
cut
of
the
rope to
rope.
the bottom.
So,
Connected to the.
Cress is going to swim down. She's the one who can breathe the longest, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, since I've heard you can. hold your breath for as long? I guess I am.
So we send Cress to swim down, we cut him loose, whatever, and then you bring him back up.
Maybe we should do that after we go to the mansion so we're not dragging a waterlogged body through the city.
Well, yes, obviously. I thought that was common knowledge.
Let's no longer assume anything is common knowledge.
Right. I
That
forgot
is
I was
fair.
with idiots.
Ah, there's the Rakesh we know and love. For a minute, I was worried you were replaced with someone who was far kinder and more caring.
No. I still think you're all idiots.
Yeah, well, you're stuck with us, so. Yes. So, mansion.
Okay, mention.
Okay.
Serenity's still up by the window, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna call to her Infernal. Serenity, get down here, we're leaving!
And just looks
I'm
at her and is
gonna
like,
call
what
back.
did we say about secrets?
It's
Why
not
are
a
you
secret.
talking to me in Infernal? But
I
said by
don't know,
Infernal.
it feels better.
Are you trying to make them think we're talking about secrets?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
I learned common when I was a 5-year-old,
no.
but I still have to use it to talk to my sister.
Why would I use common when I could use Infernal to talk to myself? Common
I
is
also learned
clearly
it when I was 5.
You did. I
Yes.
was very impressed, actually.
Thank you.
Ryan
kind
just
of bad at
switches
it.
to Elvish and he's like, I'm just gonna talk in Elvish from now on, because that obviously makes much more sense. Except he says it in Elvish, so if anyone else who speaks Elvish understands anyone who doesn't.
Yes,
doesn't.
yes. Why not speak some Elvish together?
I turn to Cress and say in Draconic, these guys are losers.
Well, Barry's gonna respond in Draconic, yeah, I know. How
I was like, can't like everyone speak Draconic in this group?
Like everyone can speak Draconic.
So Cress is just like
Okay.
every language she can talk, everyone else can understand, basically.
I'm gonna turn to Varian and in Abyssal. I'm gonna say something you don't understand.
I think she just cursed. He just cursed you.
Ryan's gonna respond in a mocking tone in Elvish. Do you speak Elvish?
Nope.
God, you don't know what I said.
I didn't
You
grow up
just
with
tell that
elves.
he's deeply mocking you.
The funny thing is now Cress is gonna try and say something in the Suncourt language, but she actually has not really a good idea of how the language works, but she's been living there for long enough to at least mock it, I guess.
What languages does Jet / Grizzly / everyone else speak that none of us do?
None.
Does
Your turn.
does Jet speak a cool
Words you
language?
speak is
Yeah.
sometimes penis money.
Sometimes penis money. Okay, yeah.
Abbreviation.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Or she can start cursing you out in Giant.
In Giant, ooh.
Ooh.
Can we
I
go
switch.
now?
Yeah, I switched back to Infernal. We're going. Let's go. And
Wait,
then I
for
go
Oh my
back on
god, she actually
Varian
speaks
just
giant.
swears under
She
his breath.
speaks
in
giant, yeah.
Elvish.
Rakesh,
What is it? Yes,
in Infernal.
in Infernal.
Maybe we shouldn't leave the house looking like this.
Looking like what? Oh, you mean really, really messy.
I kind of meant that we're tieflings. And yesterday, people were like, "Hey, have you seen these tieflings?" And then people are kind of,
I mean, they
Racist.
also said that about Varian, but people are very racist. You want
Varian just hears his name and he just like shrugs.
I don't really care about that though.
No, me neither. But okay, let's do that. And I'll just click the fingers. Click the fingers, do some hand movements.
Did you just
Moving
make
her so
Freya
hard,
disappear?
you banished Freya.
Wow.
Too many languages. I can't take it anymore.
And I'm gonna turn into a No, I'm gonna turn into an elven male. And he's gonna be white haired. He's gonna have purple eyes. And he's gonna be very pretty.
Marian's gonna say something to you in Elvish and wink.
I still don't understand you. And you
Sounded
know that.
mildly flirtatious, but you have no idea what it is.
I'll do that.
I'll use Alter Self to change into a similar looking thing, but female, and yeah, but female.
Yeah, but female. We've got 2 elves.
I'm gonna turn into Rakash and pretend to speak Infernal. Or just speak gibberish.
Are you mocking my language? That is racist.
Marian's gonna make like finger horns and like put them on his head.
This is
And
really
then he's gonna make a bunch of noises.
They're being super racist to us.
This is extremely racist,
Are they
guys.
saying that's an
Not
abyssal?
cool.
I
Out of
expect
character, I want to point out that you guys took the form of elves after a half-elf was speaking Elvish that you didn't understand. I can play the racism card if we really want to go there.
No, you can't though, because you are not oppressed.
We
are.
not mocking you. That's
Did
very
not
I am
tell
very
Marian he's not
oppressed.
oppressed.
You are mocking the oppressed race.
I am a very oppressed race. I don't even know if any of my race still exists. Don't talk to me about it.
You called a half-race. You called a half-race urchin criminal, that he's not of an oppressed minority.
No, we are the oppressed minority.
Yeah.
No, I am the oppressed.
Just get out of my form.
Crest is the true oppressed minority.
I'm the
Don't mock my
oppressed
It is
race.
a very good language. It is the superior language, clearly.
Gonna
speaking
turn into
common now.
Serenity.
Oh no.
Wait, did she turn into me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm really cute. Holy shit.
That's what Prakash said the first time he saw Jet do it as well. Oh, they really are twins.
Oh, they are.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Never turn into Barry.
So I just keep the cloak, but without the mask this time.
Marian kind of looks at whoever the fuck Jet is right now, being Serenity.
Serenity.
And he's like, funny as this, in common, he's like, funny as this is, we should actually probably go at some point.
I should really cut my hair. That looks kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I thought it
think
was
it's
kind of
nice.
cute.
Okay. Jet, turn into like a small gnome.
I'm Grizzly.
Oh, ah,
Well,
Right.
I wanted to carry you. That would have been funny.
okay. Well, I guess.
No, I mean, I'm Grizzly at the moment, but I can, as Grizzly, turn into a gnome.
Well, Grizzly, turn into a gnome.
Oh, wait, I can't turn into a gnome because they're small.
Oh, that is a shame. Okay.
You
I
could
can
probably
turn
turn
into
into a
a-
really, really fat gnome.
A little bit too large now.
Okay. I guess
You could-
Grizzly will have to do. It's fine. Okay, let's go. I'm going to change my
Okay.
accent again because
Okay.
else
I
you
guess
don't
I will
talk like
also change
heathens.
my accent.
I guess we're going to do this now.
I think I'm
So
just
did on
gonna.
behalf of what you know what elves could talk like heathens. Now you're being racist by assuming that there are no elves that talk like heathens.
I just
I've
don't
never
want to
seen it.
talk like you.
Yes. You do talk like a heathen.
Yes, it's kind of annoying.
Oh, well, joke's on you. I wasn't around elves that much, so this is all human.
I mean,
Right,
that
that's
doesn't
not really
affect us
offensive.
in any way.
What is what you say?
That doesn't really affect us in any way.
We aren't human at all.